My name's Greg Keener, and I work for the Piedmont Land Conservancy. Focus is anything we can do to protect family farms, water, green spaces, places to hike. It's got to be something that is sort of in danger. Sounds a little more dire than I think maybe you want, but there has to be something about that property that is better off protected. Agriculture is still the largest part of our economy in North Carolina, but there's far less farms, especially family small farms, than there used to be because there's factory farming and things like that. So that's just inherent in our mission. So almost any family farm situation would have some inherent conservation value. A piece of property that was close to a waterway, there would be some inherent conservation value because if it's not protected and things are in the water, bad drinking supply, bad for everybody that lives here. It just means making sure it's used in a responsible and sort of sustainable way. So, for example, if we protected a family farm, the language of the easement would be specific to that property. You can protect an area and have it still be, functional. I think there's sort of maybe a loaded word of, well, that's a protected property. That means don't touch it, don't mess with it. But in our work, protected just means responsibly cared for. My wife and I, we'd been members and donors. We just liked what they did for years, just because we love to hike and we love to do outside stuff. And the job came open just about a year ago, and it was sort of a fit of what I'd done professionally, and it was an organization I believed in, so it just kind of worked out. But just sort of knowing kind of what they do. I just admired the whole kind of concept. I'm the development director, which means I look for ways to keep the organization going, mostly by raising money. But when you got to raise money, sometimes what you end up doing is finding other kinds of partnerships that are good for the organization. But my primary and far and away most of my time is making sure we have money to do what we do. So that comes from individual donations, it comes from grants, there's project-specific money that comes in depending on the project, but it's making sure we have money. I think the first step into being a steward of nature is to have a relationship with it. I think unless you really have that relationship and you enjoy being outside and kayaking and hiking and even just taking a walk on a beautiful day like today, if you don't have that relationship, you're not going to ever have the real drive to be a steward of it, I think. So I think that's the first step, is just to have a relationship with your environment. It really comes down to a cultivation and an intentionality of figuring out the way we fit into the larger environment. If you don't have that strong relationship, you're not going to be a strong steward and a strong believer in some of this.